welcome to Blue Jays Today, where we always have something to say about the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm your host, Nicholas Playlog.
And I'm your host, Adam Peddle. And today, guys, we're going to be asking the question, will Charlie Montoyo get fired after the 2022 season? Before we get into it, guys, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to hit that post notification bell button. And today, Jays is their code for Monkey Knife Fight. All right, Nick, so will Charlie Montoyo get fired? There's obviously been a lot of crap around him.
Buddy.
His calls with the bullpen, all this stuff. So tell me your thoughts on that question.
Well, I think that we need to evaluate Charlie Montoyo and his whole tenure, right? Because this is not like the first or second season that we're going to have Charlie Montoyo. This is literally season 4, which is kind of crazy to me. It feels like I blinked. This guy just showed up, and like now we're entering season 4. They did pick up his option because he had one for 2022, and they did that at the beginning of that 2021 season last year. When he came in, this was a different ball club. This was a different goddamn ball. Dude, I literally looked up the players that we had on there. The third player on the Blue Jays WAR, the first season that Charlie Montoyo came in. Do you know who the third player in WAR was? You have no idea.
Justin Smoke?
Freddie Galvis.
Oh, yeah.
Freddie
okay,
Galvis.
I buy that. He was like one of our best players at the time.
He was one of our best players at the time, right? But it's like that seems like literally forever ago. But Charlie Montoyo was coaching that ball club. And we have seen that he's had some rough seasons under his belt, although they are getting better. You know, it's like that first year, we was bad, dude.
Yeah, we were.
We was bad, you know.
We were.
But we've had a lot of come up since then. And I wanted to ask you, because it's like the players and the manager, you know, I feel like this whole question about like, is he going to get fired, blah, blah, blah. It's like, how much do you think that he's affected the players? Because we changed the players a bunch sort of thing since he's come in.
Well, that's really hard to quantify how much he's actually affecting the players, but you can kind of quantify it, I guess, a bit by their own opinions. The players and the staff and the coaches have all said that they love Charlie Montoyo. He brings a great clubhouse presence. We all know he's a very fun, positive guy, and the players like that. So when you look at 2019 through 2021 and our record and our winning percentage is going up every single year, I mean, you could blame it on, or not blame it, or point like, oh, we're obviously getting better players. The players are growing.
Yeah.
But they're obviously performing well under Charlie Montoyo.
Yeah, and I love what you just said there about players growing, because it's like they're growing under Charlie Montoyo's managerial decisions. You know, it's like they're not just growing completely by themselves. This guy is playing a part in their growth.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, you could really quantify that. Like, yeah, I guess maybe Charlie Montoyo is doing a good job because they, like you said, they love him. They love his managerial skills. So why would we fire him, or why would we get rid of him after this season?
I mean, obviously, I think that the expectations are different. This is a different year for Charlie Montoyo because the last 3 years, he's been a rebuilding manager, and we saw that kind of come to an end at the end of last season. We were hoping for playoffs. We were hoping midway through last year when Vladdy's doing MVP, Robbie Ray's doing Cy Young, that we weren't considered a rebuilder anymore, and I don't think that we are.
We weren't, definitely not.
Expectations, I think, are very different for Montoyo coming into this. It was always, are the boys ready? And now I think that they assuredly are ready. So with that being said, there comes a little bit of a standard, a golden standard that he needs to hit, and just missing playoffs or just getting to playoffs, like it's getting a lot harder for him to maintain that sort of thing. So it's like, I think that the standard has changed. That's why he would get rid of him if things changed.
So like if he didn't make playoffs, do you think we'd get rid of him?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Right? Because that's the thing. Because it would be so clear. It's like, oh, well, if you don't make playoffs, we'll get rid of you. But again, that whole argument of like the players and the staff, everyone likes him. So it's like, if you're just missing and the team does play well, it's like there is no real incentive to like, you know, get rid of Charlie Montoyo unless there was some big scandal or there was some drama. But I don't think that's not Charlie Montoyo.
Well, because
it's not going to happen.
Here's the thing. I think I said maybe, because last year when you look at what we actually did on the field, we won 91 games. We were competitive the whole way. I mean, we were literally one game away from second place in our division. And when you look at our team offense, who was like arguably number 1 in the league, and you actually look at the team, like whole pitching staff all together, we had a 10th best ERA. Like, it's hard to kind of point a finger at Charlie Montoyo and go like, hey, like you crapped the bed there, you know?
Yeah, it's like we can all easily sit on our couches, which we all did all last season, and be like, oh, I don't like that move. I don't like that move. Get rid of him. Oh, that move cost us a game. Well, it's like, well, also the players have cost games as well, right?
Yes.
You can't just blame Charlie Montoyo.
Right.
I think like it would have to take something like I was saying before, like a scandal or something big, or we'd win, like we go under 500 this year for a reason to get rid of Charlie Montoyo.
If we go under 500, he's assuredly gone.
He's gone.
He is assuredly gone. Absolutely. Like, that is just like, honestly, it might not even be his fault.
It might not,
but
there
like,
might be injuries.
somebody has to go.
Someone has
it's
to go.
It's just like one of those
Yep.
things where it's like, we cannot allow this as a management. We can't sit back and watch this and do nothing, because then the fans are going to come after us.
Yeah, I'd be like, why didn't you get rid of Charlie?
Why didn't you do something? Why didn't you acquire
something?
players? Why didn't you
Yeah.
do? You have to do something. If a team like this, a team like the Toronto Blue Jays, who has like potential like World Series contendership kind of attached to their name now, it's like if we go below 500, something needs to be done. You know, kind of like the Mets. They went out, they acquired everybody, they got a new manager, they did a bunch of different shit. So it's like, I think that would definitely happen. I also think too, it's like, I think playoffs. Do you think the playoffs is a 100%? Like, if he makes it playoffs, like, is that a assuredly he's coming back?
Well, nothing's assured, but I would say that's obviously the best chance he has, right? Like, I think it's got to be like up to 80, 85 even, because like, again, they love him. Why would they get rid of him? And it's like, clearly our projection is like, we go from 2019 rebuilding, 67 wins to a team in 4 years later. Now we're in the playoffs and competing. Like, I think that's a pretty good job from Charlie Montoyo.
Yeah, and if you look at it too, I wanted to bring these numbers up, but in 2019, again, team was very, very different players, different everybody. But in 2019, we had a 23rd best offense and a 21st ranked pitching staff. And then I told you what we had in 2021, which was the arguably number one offense.
It's all getting better.
And 10th.
It's all getting better,
Everything has been getting better season after season, and the winning record is showing for it as well. I think, honestly, if we get absolutely annihilated in, like we're in wild card, we just get absolutely, like, totally destroyed. What if it's his fault? Is he gone after that? Like, if he makes just some dumb choices in that game, it's like
Which game? Like the playoffs?
The wild card.
Oh, the wild card.
We make it to wild card. We're in the wild card right now. That's what we're in. We got there. We won 90 games.
How
we did whatever.
dumb are we talking?
Like, really dumb. Like, it's just like, oh my gosh, guy. Like, you're kidding me.
Like what? Like he pulls Gosman after 3 innings and he's stealing, and then we put in like, I don't even know, like Kirby Yates or whatever, or not Kirby Yates, Kirby Sneed, and it's like then he gives up, and then. Yeah, I think there's a good case, but I wouldn't. It would have to be. He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that. So it would honestly, if anyone was to make a debate, it'd be an opinion. Like, oh, you should have you shouldn't have sent Bo there on to steal second base, and it's like, that's opinion. Like, that's all. Like, you gotta let Charlie do Charlie.
Yeah, and I also want to say too, it's like, not only could he not get fired this year, like. Honestly, if we're sucking halfway, like, maybe he does get fired.
Yeah, it's gonna be so bad.
It would have to be really, really bad, like that. And I honestly wouldn't even care about Charlie at that point. I'd be like, Vlad sucks, Bo sucks, everyone
just get
sucks.
rid of, just like,
oh my gosh, this team's awful now. We don't want that. But I also see the potential after this season for him to get a pretty decent extension too.
Yeah.
If we, for instance, let's put it this way: if we, for instance, not only make playoffs, but we win our division. If we win our division with the Yankees, the Rays, and the Boston Red Sox in there, and maybe we clear first round too, I think that Charlie Montoyo has a very reasonable resume to say, hey, listen, like, I've done a pretty good job with this team.
Yeah.
I just won our division. I did what you told me to do.
He could win Manager of the Year for sure.
Literally, he could win Manager of the Year. I deserve an extension, 3-4 years long. Like, give it to me. And I think it could happen.
I mean, if we're going to sign this guy for a 3 or 4 year club option, if we literally win the division next year, I think you might see something very similar. He's still young.
Yep.
It's like, so you're going to see something very similar, a 3 year with another 4th year club option.
It's basically like you turned from a rebuilding manager, and it's like, hey, you know what?
We built you.
Literally, it's
or you built yourself.
You showed that you are not just a rebuilding manager, but now you have upgraded to you're our World Series contending manager.
Yeah.
This is our window. We trust you to get the job done. And I will say, too, this is just like off the field stuff, I guess. There's no real stats to back this up. But I feel as a fan, as somebody who's watched this, like watched pretty much every game, I think I've seen some growth from Charlie Montoyo in his managerial style and decisions as time has went on.
Yeah, I've seen a bit of growth, especially I really compare 2020 to 2021. And like, again, but I also, there's a case where it's like, well, we just got better players, so the decisions made it very easy. It was very easy decisions.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Yep.
But so two go hand in hand. But I mean, hey, if we got a winning team and we're winning with Charlie Montoyo, I guess you can't really complain.
Can't complain. You're not going to fix something that ain't broke.
Yeah.
So, he could get fired, but we'd have to suck horribly, and then we wouldn't care. Or he could get actually majorly extended. So there's a lot of outcomes here, guys. Comment down below what you think about this whole Charlie Montoyo stuff, though. This is our thoughts. I hope that Charlie Montoyo gets extended.
I hope so, because obviously
that
means
only
we're
means
winning.
that we're doing good.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah. Guys, you can also check us out on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Radio Public, and Breaker. Also, please make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and hit that post notification notification bell button. Also, today, Jace, our code for Monkey Knife Fight. Use our discount or use our code to get discounts and deals that you saw throughout the entire video. And as well, it is $3 a month to become a Patreon. Shout out and thank you to all of our current Patreons. We actually had Daryl Adams on the show, so shout out and thank you. You were pleasant. Come back anytime, man. It was a good time.
Thank you so much for watching, folks.
And go, Jays, go!